Live from the GPW headquarters, this is GPW Talk Show. And now, with your host, the voice of GPW, Will Bryce.
What's going on, everybody? It's your host, your commentator, your general manager, Will Bryce, and I'm here with you today on a very special episode of GPW Talk Show. And my guest is the GPW Champion, the King of the Fallen Kingdom, the Welsh Dragon himself, Mason Foster. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. I would have said a little bit banged up, but nothing much happened, so I'm doing alright.
Right. I mean, you didn't suffer from as much stuff as, K-Dog or
No, no,
even
no.
Malcolm did.
No, I was technically kryptonite for that whole match.
Yeah. So, let's start with that. With your match against Eli Robledo, you could hear it if you went and watched the playback, you could hear it in my voice. I was shocked that you beat Eli that quickly. I mean, just this armbar that you put on him. Was that a game plan that you had going in, or just as something you thought of in the moment?
Well, through the whole thing, Malcolm and I have been doing a bit of training together on and off. Dylan's been in back and forth. By the way, welcome back, Dylan. I've missed you, buddy. But me and Malcolm been doing a bit of training together. We both had title matches that night, and we wanted to make sure we were both up to speed. And Malcolm and I have always loved submissions. We always loved that sort of thing. And it was sort of a mid last resort. I didn't want to use it, but it felt like it was something I could use, and that move alone was nothing I thought of doing. I was doing that for shits and giggles. I didn't think it was going to tab,
Oh,
if I'm being honest.
well, I mean, like I said, it surprised me. Like I said in the last episode of GPW Talk Show, it reminded me a lot of your old self before you had left for a little bit. You were putting on submission holds all the time, putting people away. Then when you came back at the Royal Rumble, which was a shock in and of itself, but you barely did any submission holds. You were doing more attacks to the head than anything else. Was that another thing that was like consciously you trained for during your time off, or what was that?
Yeah. I feel like the submissions people are expecting at that point. Um, they were expecting me to do more submissions and stuff, and I could see it. People were sort of defending themselves a bit more, and I didn't like it, so I changed up my style a little bit. Um, I the Royal Rumble, by the way, great showing. I know it was a few months ago now, but still amazing showing from me. Uh, I think I eliminated Malcolm. I apologize, but you know I couldn't have led anyone to believe who I was. Uh,
Right.
yeah, so yeah, I didn't. It was something I trained for a long time, and I was trying to put moves together, and I wanted to be a bit more flashy. I wanted to show off like a more interesting style, and I feel like it worked. I haven't lost yet, so it's something.
Right. Yeah. No, most definitely. Speaking of, we've already talked about him a little bit. Malcolm Black retaining the Intercontinental Championship. He's just been having a great run. I mean, he beat Finn Brooks, the guy I called the Iron Man of GPW, putting on great matches with everyone, and then finally losing to Malcolm. And then to see Malcolm just retain his championship in an 8-man ladder match against some of the top people we have here in GPW, with Omari Williams and Daisuke Kenichiro, just to name a few. Like, did you expect him to get it, or were you a little bit wary, or is this not a
There
problem?
was no doubt in my mind that Malcolm was walking out with that belt. It's his baby at this point. It defines him. He loves that belt. It's always around his waist. He walks around with it. Uh, it's something me and him both knew. We both knew we were walking out with belts. It was nothing we didn't train for. We knew what we were going up against, and if I'm correct, Sylar was also in that match.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Exactly, and Sylar Jordan, he's always been a bit of a pain in the ass for the Fallen Kingdom, and we basically proved that night that Sylar Jordan was no issue whatsoever. Neither were the people in that match. They were just a stepping stone towards what we want.
Yeah. And speaking of just getting what you want, uh, Ariel Black and Aaliyah Black, Malcolm's wives, finally getting what they've wanted since coming back, back at the night after the Royal Rumble, getting the women's tag titles. Were
Yes.
you expecting them to get that, or you were just hoping that they could even get there at the end?
I always have trust in my Fallen Kingdom brethren. I have no doubt in my mind when they get the opportunity, they're going to take it. But with the two of Malcolm's wives, Ariel and Aliyah, they are new to the Fallen Kingdoms. Same with Dylan Travis. They've shown amazing work so far, but they're not Brad, Malcolm, and I. You have to build the trust when you join the Fallen Kingdom, and they built my trust. Now I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to do just fine, but at first it was sort of like, okay, you've gotten this opportunity, let's see where you go with it.
Mhm.
And obviously they proved themselves.
Okay, okay. And then and you already mentioned someone who has proven themselves, Bruiser Brad winning that battle royal, becoming the he was someone that I knew had a shot. He was one of the main ones. I'm like, if anyone's gonna win this, it's him. But to make two people just beg for him to stop, to tap out, to that bear hug he gave, was that also something you guys trained on, or was that something he just decided to pull out at the end?
Brad has always been a hugger. He's a sensitive guy. Uh, but Brad, um, I actually didn't see him for a while. The most we would do is sit there and we would watch the shitty pay-per-views on the network and
Mhm.
drink and all of that. It was nothing special, we just saw each other in passing and had a nice time. The training and nothing, I knew nothing about what he was going to do. He proved himself. I didn't need to put my trust in him because he won that match before he even stepped in the ring.
Yeah,
And
a lot of people probably agree
yeah,
with you on that one.
and it was funny as fuck seeing Cashman just get fucking thrown around.
Yeah, I was
Big fan of it.
surprised how much Cashman actually tried to take Bruiser Brad out. He wanted to take him out so hard, but it just wasn't working. No matter what he tried.
Yeah, it seems like without his brother, Cashman's got nothing.
Mm, mm. I
His
mean,
brother's
I could say
perfect.
something.
Brother's got a great dude. His brother is the shit on my shoe. So and Brad proved
well,
that night.
well, then there's one more guy that I want to talk about. Uh, Dylan Travis. Now,
Yes.
when he first joined Fallen Kingdom way back when, I was a little surprised because now, granted, I didn't know a lot about the Fallen Kingdom as a unit themselves, but it just seemed like to me Dylan didn't quite fit what you guys were. But then he just really came into his own as once he was under your guys' wing, and then to show up like he did at Winter's Circle, taking out Eric Hale after he beats Duke Zinder for the world title. Did you, and besides all the videos that he put out, did you actually know he was going to be there all along? Or was that something that you just left him to his own devices? Because we know he left after he lost to Eric Hale. He disappears. No one's seen him for months. Did he contact you beforehand, or what was that about?
The thing is with the Fallen Kingdom, and as we all knew, I was basically the one who put them together. It was me, Malcolm, Brad, and Rebecca.
Hmm.
So we started off like that, and it was a great couple of months, and then Rebecca disappeared, and we brought in Cody, and I wasn't really around as much for the Fallen Kingdom. I knew they could handle themselves. So basically it led to Malcolm basically not ruling in a way, but controlling the kingdom. And if anyone knew, it would be Malcolm, but I did not know. I knew that Dylan was okay and Dylan could do his own thing. I left him to his own devices, and that's what happened. He showed up. He wants that title. I trust that he'll win that title. He'll walk away with that belt, just like we did at Winner's Circle.
Right. Well, so then that just comes to my final question, really. What is next for the Fallen Kingdom when season 4 is on its way? We got new people coming in. So, like I said, what's next for Fallen Kingdom?
Well, I'll start off with the basics. I put up a tweet the other day. Since at the moment we're sorting out the belts and all of that, and they haven't really been produced, and I feel like you guys are wanting to make like the belts nicer. They're a bit roughed up. We want to like make sure they're okay. So at the moment we've got these really tacky fucking belts instead, and I'm not defending that shit. So until we get our new belts, don't expect a defense from me. So
I mean, that's something you have to take up with Diane, but
yeah, but
say your
I'm
piece
just
here.
I'll say my piece. Next, we are hoping to add some new people. I'm allowed to make the announcements here, I hope. But if not, Diane can censor it or skip it. There will be 2 new people showing up from the Fallen Kingdom that I know of, being my WIW brethren SDC and the original woman of the Fallen Kingdom, Rebecca.
Oh, snap. Breaking news for everybody listening in. Rebecca Evans and SDC coming to GPW in season 4.
Yes, they're both great competitors. SDC is an amazing competitor in his own right. Rebecca, that was the reason she was the original woman of the Fallen Kingdom. I've been trying to talk to Cody. No news yet. If she shows up, she shows up. But I just want to put the women out there to be a little bit cautious now. Seems like everywhere that Cody goes, she basically stomps and takes out
I'll have
everyone.
to say to our new women's champion, Jada Storm, Cody Hale might be coming for you. Like, who knows?
Well, I don't know myself. She could arrive. She couldn't. I'll sit back and wait. But what's actual next for all of us? The belts. That's it. Everyone who isn't a part of the Fallen Kingdom, those little anarchy fuckers who sit back and just fucking do nothing. Cause I've got like what 2 belts now.
Yeah, Anarchy. Yeah, they have the
Yep.
Women's European Championship and the Women's Fighting Championship.
Right. So yeah, that's gonna be something that we're gonna work towards. Be it if that's Elia, Ariel, Rebecca, or Cody, we'll get those belts off them. That's not the issue. SDC's already made it quite clear what he wants.
Right. Yeah, I saw him on Twitter talking about he wanted the television championship held by Alpha's Dustin Kane.
Yeah, that will be an issue. I'm sure that will come home with us. I will make the announcement here. That GPW title that Eli was wearing at Winner's Circle, as soon as I got it, I chucked it in the bin, and it's going to be replaced.
Really?
Yes, I used the money. I got a big check, basically, from winning at Winner's Circle. It was the main event. I didn't have to pay for anything like health or anything. We were in America, so that shit happens.
Mm.
So I didn't have to pay for health. I didn't seem like I was too bad, so I used the money to buy a new belt. Free of charge from the Fallen Kingdom. Don't worry about it. But that new belt will be showing up as soon as possible. It's just being made. But yeah, that old GPW title that Eli luckily held and then got decimated from. I didn't think that suited me. I didn't want the same thing happening to me. It seemed like quite an unlucky belt. That thing went right into the bin. I'm going to take my time and effort into making a beautiful belt for GPW that hopefully they'll people will look at and go, "Fuck, I want that." For Brad, I'm gonna make the quote right here, because I can. His reign, his ability, he's won a match. He's got a title opportunity, if I'm correct. I think that's
Right,
what the
yeah,
match was
yeah. It
for.
was said that it was going to be either the world title or your GPW championship.
Yeah, he's not going for either. He's going for a belt instead of that because I think Dylan deserves that world title. So Brad doesn't want to step on our toes. He's a great dude, you know. As long as he's wearing something, he doesn't give a shit. So I'm sure a little downgrade, or if really an upgrade, or same thing really. Um, it'll be fine, you know. So I'm just saying, keep an eye out for Brad. He'll go anywhere.
Okay, well, just say I said it about Lance, but guys, whatever title you hold, look out. Looks like Bruiser Brad's coming for you.
So yeah, we got Brad on the roll. We got STC. We got Rebecca. We got Dylan, who I'm hoping. I'm not even hoping. I'm sure of it. He will walk out of that belt if he gets the match he so desires. Uh, I'm holding this belt forever, so don't worry about me. No one's taking this belt off me. I'm holding it till the day I die, and they decide that I am worthy of the Hall of Fame, which honestly I'm worthy of now, but as an active member of the roster, they're not allowed to put me in yet. I'm sure I'll talk them out of it, but I feel like I've got a bit more left in me.
Who knows? Who knows? That might be possible.
Oh, trust me, I know. Another thing. Just because the men in this group are going for all the singles titles does not mean that we will not go for the tag team titles if the opportunity presents itself. I see a tag team title on the roster. I'm interested, at least. At most, I can sit in the back while Brad goes nuts.
And Brad will probably go nuts.
Exactly.
I'm sure he
So,
would not mind that.
so the whole point is, I want everyone to be on watch, and I also want it to be known. If anyone wants a title shot, they can get it. As I said on that amazing promo package that someone made, props to who made it. The creative
It's
team,
very good.
obviously, at GPW. Great people.
Mhm.
They can get a title match if they want. You know, there's two people I remember who wanted that title match, one of them being Lance Romance. If he wants it, he can have it. If he proves himself, of course, you know. Next pay-per-view, give me an opponent, I'll knock him down. I'll keep going. So, anyone who wants a title match, come at me. Anyone who has a title, keep your eye out. Because Fallen Kingdom, GPW is Fallen Kingdom now. You were right when you announced that. This is our home. We've taken it. All we got to do is just chuck out a little bit more rubbish.
Strong words from the king of the Fallen Kingdom. Well, I want to thank you, Mason, for coming onto the show and willing to talk to me about all this.
Oh, it's okay. I'll give you an autograph when we're done.
All right, then.
It's alright, man.
Well, thanks everybody. That's going to be it for this special of the GPW Talk Show. This is your host, your commentator, Will Bryce, signing off.